Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen, host of Bank the Bet podcast with Winners and Winers, coming to you directly from the Winners and Winers Sports and Entertainment Complex to talk a little bit about Monday Night Football. Well, guys, I don't know how many points they're going to score on Monday night, but I know they're going to score less than they did last Monday. That's the only sure play tonight. Before I get started, shout out to a couple guys that been playing with us a little bit. By the way, we went 3-2 on our NFL Fab 5 this week. And I know my ears were burning last night when it was 28 at halftime, 14-14, sitting on our 47.5, and I know you guys all thought we were beat. Oh, ye of little faith. Hey, how about that? Things broke right for once. Vikings went for it on fourth down and couldn't get the ball in the end zone. That pretty much turned it around for us. So, go 3-2. We went, let's call it 1-2-2 on our college picks. We had FIU, and I actually, at game time, I got down on that plus 3.5, which made it a winner. But when we did the show, I booked it at -3. And that's the rules. Unless I tell you to wait, we're assuming that you're going to book the number that I give. So we'll count that as a tie. So, all in all, not too shabby of a weekend. And on we go, finishing up strong here with Monday night. Tennessee Titans come down to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. Houston's -3.5. 41.5 is the number. So yesterday I had C1985 Paul, who rode with us on all 5 picks. God bless you, brother. Wish we could have got him home. The Giants and the Phillies decided that they both had juggernaut offenses and went nuts in the first half. And that kind of set the tone for the day. We rallied and ended up okay. So Paul, hang in there, brother. We'll see if we can get a victory tonight. And another shout out to 40-ounce beer belly dude. Something about that guy I like. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. But he liked our Middle Tennessee State pick. He liked our FIU pick. And he doubted my faith in the Indiana Hoosiers. And he actually ended up being correct. By the way, guys, we didn't talk about it. But going in to yesterday, we had hit 19 of 20 on a 6-point teaser. Of our 25 5 picks, 19 of them would have been good for a teaser. The only one that wasn't was the bet that the pick that I actually made, and it got posted after the game had started. As God is my witness, I made that as a legitimate pick. However, we subbed Minnesota out at the last minute, and that was the only one that was not a winner as far as the teasers go. So, being smart like I am, I decided to play a 6-point college football teaser yesterday. We hit the first 4 legs of it, but we just could not get Miami to stop scoring. Pittsburgh just looked dreadful on defense, or on offense rather. Miami defense looked for real. Cost us our teaser. So anyway, here we go. Enough about that. Don't forget to subscribe to our page, like our videos, all that stuff. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter. Check out my podcast, as always, daily podcast, Bank the Bet. Over there at Winners and Winers, you can find the link on our page. All right, so here we go. Tennessee at Houston. Tail of tape goes a little something like this. Tennessee 5-5 straight up, 6-4 against the number. The over is cashes 3 times out of their 10 games. Houston, on the other hand, 7-3 after winning 7 in a row. Currently on their 7-game winning streak, by the way. 5-4-1 against the spread, and the over has cashed 4 out of 10 times. Line opened up on this one much higher. It opened up at Houston -5.5 to 6.5. Sharp money pounded the Titans at that point. Took it all the way down to its current level. Currently can find it -3.5. I think there's some 4 around if you look. If you want to go the other way, there is some 4, maybe even some 4.5 money if you look hard. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. These are two teams that I played wrong last weekend. We had Houston to cover up there in Washington, and they ended up game they should have lost if Alex Smith doesn't have that horrific injury. They probably do lose that game. And the Titans, on the other hand, I had them just take a step forward, give the Colts a contest, and they did not. Andrew Luck and the Colts took care of business 38-10. And of course, then we ride the Colts yesterday rather, and they let us down and do not cover a game they easily could have lost. So this is when I first see this game, this looks like a no-brainer to me. Houston Texans 7 in a row, 3.5 at home, slam dunk. Give me the points. Let's move on with a victory. But not so fast. There's a couple factors that I have to at least take a look at here as far as Tennessee. First, there's a pretty good ATS trend. Teams that have lost by 20 or more points the previous week come back when they're the road team. They're hitting against the number at 56%. All right, that's a decent trend to know. It's not 75%. It's not 2/3, but 55 or 56%. Not too shabby. The Houston pass rush is worrisome for the Titans because the Titans' offensive line is ranked 32nd in offensive line DVOA against the pass rush, which is just a fancy way of saying they give up a lot of pressures and a lot of sacks. Houston, on the other hand, top 10 defense against the run, top 5 defense as far as pass rush goes. Again, according to DVOA matrices. All right. J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, merciless. Those guys flat get after it. All right. Houston, however, may have a problem. They're banged up on the offensive line. Both of their tackles, or both of their guards rather, are a game time decision, and that's definitely worrisome because Tennessee can play some defense as well. Both these units are ranked in the top 10. Tennessee gets after the passer, and they do a pretty good job stopping the run. The 7-game winning streak for Houston, like we talked about, it's hard to call somebody lucky that's won 7 games in a row, but they have faced some fortunate circumstances. Like I said, they knocked Alex Smith out last week. They knocked out Josh Allen up there in Buffalo, and Nathan Peterman came in and does what he does better than anyone else in the league, threw a pick 6 with less than 2 minutes to go as Houston ends up beating Buffalo by just 7 points there in Buffalo. So, in addition to that, they've had some questionable calls made by the coaches, including Jason Garrett not going for it to shut him out there a couple weeks ago, giving him a chance to come back and win that game. This is really a tough one for me, guys. I know with the -3, what they're saying is Houston is only half a point better than Tennessee on the surface. Again, that appears to be pretty silly, but I know Houston last week against a really banged up Washington Redskins line didn't do a great job. They did not do a fantastic job of taking advantage of that like they should have been able to, and including the Redskins being able to run for 200 yards. Having said that, I just can't go against the hot team at home here. I do think that's a pretty good price. 3.5 on Houston. As long as Mariota stays healthy, that number should stay there. Keep an eye on that tomorrow. I would go ahead and get down on this at 3.5. I think Mariota is probably going to go. That's the way it looks to be at this point. I don't like Blaine Gabbert. In spite of the fact he's a Mizzou guy, he's not my favorite if Mariota can't go or gets knocked out of that game. He's been banged up the whole year, and as Mariota goes, so goes Tennessee. I think Houston is the better team. I think they get it done here. Good news, guys. I was tempted to play an under in this game with the 41.5. I thought points might be hard to come by, but I've been beating you over the head and shoulders with unders over this weekend, so I'm gonna have mercy on you. We're gonna take Houston -3.5 and count on the Texans to get it done. Yeehaw! All right, guys. I'm Scott Steed with Bank the Bet. Make sure you check out all of our deep dives over at Winners and Winers, including about a 4,000-word piece on tonight's game written by one of my buddies, Chris Altrude, a great writer, even better handicapper. So check that out at Winners and Winers. So until next time, you guys take care. And, get those bets down tonight. I know it's cold. I know it's snowy in a lot of the parts of the country. Good night to throw an extra log on the fire. Maybe make some nachos, have a brewski or two. Get those bets down at the end of the game, you and me. Hey, man, we can head back to the window. You guys take care.